Welcome to Day 2 of the Police Academy at the San Diego Regional Public Safety Training Institute.
Right, left.
Here, new recruits are pushed to their limits to prepare them for what they will encounter on the streets and neighborhoods of San Diego County and beyond.
Good to go?
And training the next generation of officers is one of San Diego Police Department's finest, Officer Lisa Hartman.
We want to get repetition, okay?
I was told by people who I knew worked for different departments that, hey, it's going to be tough as a woman.
There's going to be pain with this profession. There's going to be sweat with this profession. There's going to be uncomfortable with this profession.
Her presence commands respect.
Understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Fall out.
In a profession dominated by straight white men, this 20-year law enforcement veteran is in charge of one of the most important aspects of the police academy.
I never would have thought becoming a police officer I'd be able to use my master's degree in exercise science in this capacity. But here I am. I run the physical training program for the new kids as well as mental illness.
You heard that right. Mental illness. Being physically strong used to be what mattered most as a cop. But there's been a shift.
Back when I was a baby cop, we didn't have that. We had, hey, you come to work, you do your job. Anything you see here, any traumas you go through at work, well, figure out how to deal with it. It was kind of like a mentality.
The new mentality, your life also depends on learning how to cope with what you see, experience, and feel on the job. This has become standard training. Hartman helped usher in that change about 5 years ago.
We actually started a 2-hour block for the recruits to learn how to better understand what they're going to go through in this career.
They quickly found it made a difference, so they incorporated even more time in the next academy. According to the National Institutes of Health, people who work in law enforcement are 54% more likely to die of suicide than any other job, except firefighting. And for women on the force, it's even higher.
I still suffer from, things I've seen, and it's always there, Will it be there when I retire? Probably, to a certain degree, because it's truly a career that sticks with you. It's tough. It's a tough career.
She says teaching these new recruits how to recognize and deal with mental distress before it becomes destructive will not only make them better officers, but can save their lives and others too.
We really need to take care of our officers for longevity, to keep them safe, to really be aware of suicide prevention and try to minimize that as best we can and let these kids know, hey, it's okay to go ask for help. It's okay to let your sergeant know, hey, you know what? I'm having a hard time.
Recently retired SDPD Assistant Chief Sarah Crichton says what they learn is as important as who's doing the training.
The need to be firm, the need to be empathetic and compassionate and all the things that really are required today of a police officer.
She says Hartman brings that and more.
The ideal employee, somebody who can go out there and connect with the people who are at their absolute worst.
And as Hartman reflects on her career, she says it's the people who care about you on and off the job, like Crichton, who make a big difference.
You have by far impacted me more than anybody in this department. And I'm just thankful you're here and feel blessed for your words.
The confidence in her ability to lead here comes from knowing she's not just respected, but that people who work with her care about her, everything about her. She has 2 sons, a grandson,
My big boy.
and a partner.
Just like with my boys and everything else, I'm very lucky and very blessed to have her in my life. She is the light of my life.
She says for years she didn't share that with anyone, not even her family.
It's hard. It's stifling. You kind of lose a piece of you.
She says diversifying leadership roles sends a message of hope to people suffering in silence.
Whether it be LGBTQ community, Black, Muslim, whatever, if they see people in those positions, hopefully it empowers them and makes them feel like, hey, you know what? I can do that, especially if they're struggling.
And that, she says, will also help departments that are struggling too.
It's frustrating because so many of us are the good ones, but the few bad ones make it very challenging. We are still getting recruits. It's not at the level in which we used to.
And her impact is evident in this 135th Police Academy. This class has about twice the number of female recruits than the average. Recruit Brenda Sotomayor says it's allowed her to dream big.
Thank you. Thank you for showing us the way. Thank you for what you teach us. It really does motivate us, and seeing females in roles like yours, it inspires us.
If I get to, one recruit, I feel like I've made a difference.
Kitty Alvarado, KPBS News.